A Pennsylvania mother and daughter have been sentenced to life in prison after they took the lives of five relatives as part of a pact. Shauna Celine Decree and her daughter Dominique admitted in court Monday to take the lives of five of their relatives last year. And the victims were Shauna's two children, Shauna's sister, and her sister's two twin daughters. An autopsy report confirmed that all five lost their lives due to asphyxiation. Shauna, the mother, aged 47, and Dominique, the daughter, aged 21, negotiated a plea deal with prosecutors that they will have them serve 5 consecutive life sentences. They pled guilty to mentally ill to 5 counts of first degree and 1 count of criminal conspiracy. Damon Decree Sr. spoke at the hearing and was despondent that he would never see his son grow up. At one point, he stated in his mind that he was preoccupied with, quote, the thoughts of what might have happened. Bucks County Chief Deputy District Attorney Christopher W. West called this case a heartbreaking one. Quote, if you have kids, go hug your kids. If you have parents who are still around, if you have brothers and sisters, go give them a hug. If you can't give them a hug, give them a call. Send them a text, send them an email. Initially, the woman denied any involvement in taking the lives of their family members and allegedly blamed it on a burglar that had committed the crimes. However, Shayna allegedly told police that she and her relatives all wanted to leave this plane. Mental health professionals determined that the decrees suffer from mental health issues. That is the only reason why they are not subjected to the death penalty. Quote, as it stands, they both will spend the rest of their lives in prison cells, separated from the rest of us as punishment. And that was stated by District Attorney Matt Weintraub. So yet again, this was another story that I didn't hear anything about, and this happened back in 2020. And the most interesting thing is that when it comes to the divesting group and when it comes to the, black male hating side of social media, they would actually praise the fact that they ended up taking away, a young black boy off of this planet. They would actually praise it, which is the craziest thing to even actually hear somebody say. Right. And if you think I'm making it up, you can go actually look at some videos and you can see for yourself of individuals, basically saying these things. And the other interesting fact is that I never seen on social media, right? At least when I'm, looking at the news, I have not seen a, large number of black women, turning these women into hashtags, turning this family into a hashtag because of the loss of loved ones there, the loss of life there, right? I don't hear anybody talking about a GoFundMe. I don't hear any of them talking about, we got to put a stop to this. We got to bring awareness to this. We have to really act. We really have to do something. If you know somebody in your family, the time to act is now and not regret it later, right? You never hear any of that take place, right? And the story, in a sense, did not or wasn't any type of ultra mainstream story, right? Because we all know if it revolved around a black man doing this exact same thing, and then he took the lives of little black girls and black women, oh, this would have been all over because that's what sells, right? But because it dealt with two black women doing this to young black girls and then two black women, and I'm specifically showcasing and talking about that, not trying to, subtract the young man's life, but I'm trying to show you where they find the utmost importance, right? Or lack thereof, right? So since it dealt with black women doing this to other black women in a sense, they're not going to care. They're going to like, oh, this is just a variable. Oh, this doesn't matter. Oh, this doesn't count. They had a mental break. They were this, they were that. They're going to come up with any type of excuse to justify the actions of which these women basically committed directly to, instead of trying to condemn this and trying to stop this from proceeding further within the community. amongst other black women, amongst other mothers, amongst other black women who are guardians of children or looking after children. Like I said, you heard what they stated. It was like, oh, it was a pact. This is something that we all wanted to do. If it's something that you all wanted to do, how come you two are still here? And then after the fact that you two are still here, you're like, I ain't trying to really go, so I'm pleading mental illness. And as you heard from the prosecutors, that's the only reason why they're still here. That's the only reason that they're actually serving 5 life sentences. They get to live out their lives still, have 3 square meals a day, a place to reside and sleep. They still get to look at social media, watch television, see technology move. They get to still hear some type of music, celebrities, the sunshine and the moon come up. They still get to see all of this and embrace all of this while those family members are no longer here. And they all got away with that because of mental illness. Like I said before, you're not going to have a lot of those, black male hating networks, right? They're not going to talk about this. They're not going to point this out as an issue. They're going to basically enable it by not talking about it, by not putting it into the spotlight, by not trying to sit up there and stop this from proceeding further into the community, because it goes against the whole narrative that they try to spin when it details about black. Because remember, even on my channel, they brought up the same stat, right, where they stated that every 5 point, it kept switching, so it was either every 5.4, every 4.5 hours, right, you would have black women, right, ceasing to exist on this plane of existence by way of black men. Right now, the most interesting thing is that you have 2 black women here that committed this act of not allowing other black women and 2 young black girls not being able to exist on this plane of existence. So my problem with those statistics is, does it add in the fact that other black women do this to other black women? Does it add into the fact of these situations taking place in lesbian situations? Does it add in the fact of mothers taking the lives of their young daughters? Is it adding any of that into account, or are we just solely talking about everything black men have done from the beginning of time? Because I feel like those numbers are a tad bit off. Because, like I said before, if all of these women, black women who have a lot of these platforms and talk on social media, if they 100% cared about black women, they would 100% talk about every single detail that takes place. Even if it means that, yeah, you would have to bring up, black women doing this. It might look a little bit bad, but at least, the whole thing is directly out there. But like I said before, you can't expect them to sit up there and be honest. You can't expect the other people that want to agree with those echo chambers to be honest either, because that's not what they're about. They're not about facts, and they're not about honesty. This right here is honesty, and that's why a lot of people don't like it, because it, in a sense, puts the responsibility and the blame solely on the ones who are able, right, to conceive and who are able to hold life for 9 months. That's been a whole main argument. Like I said, I'm not debating a woman on that, right? Women always state that, oh, we're the ones, you can't sit up there and tell us how to feel or this or that, and we're the ones that sit up there and carry life for 9 months. You have nothing to say. Nothing that men do matters, because we're the ones that we bring life into this world. We're the ones that create the whole earth population. All right, you got it, champ. You're the ones that control the whole population on this planet. So with that godly responsibility, that should also mean that you should be just as responsible when one of yours or you yourself decide to take the life that you just brought forth. But like I said, when you start doing that, people start looking bewildered. People start looking like a deer caught in headlights. They're like, whoa, 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 no. But yet you want black men to be full-fledged responsible for every single thing that they do and commit to, even if that black man had nothing to do with it. And we sit up there and mostly carry that right on our shoulders, and we just walk with it because we know how society sees us. It's fine. We know how the system sees us. It's fine. We know how other people in the world sees us. It's fine. And we also understand how black women in the community also see us the exact same world, the way that the world sees us, which is fine. And we pretty much still walk and carry that with us. Now, when we're like, all right, we've been carrying this for a long time and we've had to sit up there and do this, yo, y'all got to sit up there and start picking up the slack on y'all end, and y'all got to start taking responsibility for a lot of the atrocities and heinous acts that are happening from your side of the coin. And as soon as you sit up there and say that, everything breaks loose, everything hits the fan. This is when people want to start going into the victim mode, and they want to start trying to do all of this other stuff to try to get away from the responsibility. Like I said, I don't got time for this. I don't. But like I said, this is just going to be another story that a lot of those black women are not going to focus on, because the focus is not on that of a black man doing it. So realistically, my question is, at the end of the day, do black women actually care about other black women's lives 100%?